Big chose the wrong woman, man. What's up, my beautiful soul family? How's everybody feeling today? So I got a request from one of my supporters to see who loved Biggie more, Lil' Kim or Faith Evans. I just recently released a video about why Faith Evans married Biggie. Please check that video out when you get a chance. Anyways, so this is what I'm going to do for the reading. I'm going to do a reading to see how Lil' Kim feel about Biggie and then compare it to how Faith Evans felt about Biggie. Now, before I start this reading, I want to put out this disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I state in this video is just my interpretation of the cards. Nothing I state in this video have been proven to be fact as of now. So now that I got the disclaimer out the way, let me shuffle these cards and then let's see how both of the women feel about Biggie. All right. So I asked the cards who loved Biggie more, Lil' Kim or Faith Evans. I just asked Spirit if they could tell me completely about the whole love triangle they had going on. So the first card I pull up is the Four of Cups. So somebody was apathetic and didn't care. Then you had another person who loved. Somebody was in love and somebody was apathetic. And I get the feeling that one woman was apathetic to Biggie. The other woman was totally loved him. I get that the woman that was apathetic was the new love in Biggie's life, which means I think Faith Evans. She was able to walk away from Big. She didn't really care about him all like that. Yeah, I don't think Faith had a lot of love for Biggie. And I think the other one, Lil' Kim, mourns Biggie to this day. So we asked who loves Big more. I'm getting the feeling so far it surely ain't Faith that loved Biggie more. You know what I mean? Okay, so you got the King of Swords reversed. So one of them, Biggie didn't treat very good. Biggie was a liar. He cheated on her. You know what I mean? He mistreated her. He didn't treat her as good as he should have. Fighting. One of them he fought with a lot. I'm getting the feeling that it was Lil' Kim he fought with a lot. You know what I mean? And cheated on and didn't treat correctly. But I think I'm getting the feeling Lil' Kim, yep, the Cancer. Lil' Kim is a Cancer from my understanding. I think Lil' Kim loved Biggie way more than Faith Evans did. This is what I'm getting from the reading so far. Faith Evans ain't really care about Big like that. She was apathetic to Big. It was like, whatever. You know what I mean? Faith loved Biggie's wallet, whereas I think Lil' Kim loved Biggie. This is what I'm feeling so far. Look, see, a love triangle. A love triangle. But you know what? I think both girls accepted that the other existed. Faith was the wife. Lil' Kim was the chick he had been messing with for years. You know what I mean? Now, let me see. King of Pentacles reverse, and you got the Ace of Pentacles reverse, the Tombs. One of them shrieked responsibility and was lying to Big and conned him, you know what I mean, and was the cause of him getting killed. This is what I'm reading on. Like, I think it was Faith that was the one who conned him and had. I think Big did love Faith. You know what I mean? I think he was just using Lil' Kim, or at least, you know what I mean? He didn't love Lil' Kim as much as he did Faith, but Faith didn't love him as much as Lil' Kim did, if that makes sense. Page of Pentacles reversed. Then you got the Five of Pentacles. You got the Nine of Swords reversed. And you got the harem reversed. Okay. So upright, the harem would be marriage. So I think it was the chick he didn't marry that felt the strongest about his death, that felt the most hurt, the most upset about his death, which was Lil' Kim. He didn't marry Lil' Kim. He married Faith Evans. But Lil' Kim, you know what I mean, was the one who genuinely cared that Big got murdered. You know what I mean? Even though he didn't always treat her right. But Faith, he gave the world to. You know what I mean? He gave the world to Faith, and they had a child together. Which, if you remembered, he didn't want to have a child with Lil' Kim, though. He didn't want to have a child with Lil' Kim, but he went on to have a child with Faith Evans. Let me see this. Damn, reverse. See, he made Lil' Kim get rid of her baby, but let Faith keep her baby, whereas Faith Evans was just, she was in it for the money. She was not in it to, she didn't love Big. I'm gonna be completely honest. Faith, it wasn't about love with Faith. And Faith was very critical and judgmental with Big. I think Big tried harder to please Faith than he did Little Kim. But Little Kim was the one that loved him. See how he made Little Kim get rid of her baby? This is the Empress card. Upright, it would be pregnant, but reversed, it would be like a termination or something. If I'm not mistaken, I think Little Kim had an abortion by Big. You know what I mean? Whereas Faith had an actual son by Big. And Big was happy. He wanted to give Faith that a child. But Little Kim, he didn't want to have a child with Little Kim. You know what I mean? Even though, let me see, because they had a child together, and it's something about not having the proper skills or an unworkable plan. Her plan wasn't to actually, you know what I mean, have a family with Big, but if it was the child was like a, how could I say this? Having a baby by Big meant that she could cash in. It was like a cash cow, if that makes sense. See, the choice between two people. He had a choice between two women. Whereas, like I said, one he had the baby by, the other he made get rid of her baby. But the one he had the baby by wasn't the one who actually loved him. Now, here's the thing. You got the Queen of Swords reversed. And then you got the Hermit card, which is somebody who's keeping secrets. You know what I mean? So then you got the Knight of Cups, which I'm getting some kind of water sign. Then you got the Page of Wands reverse, ruthlessness. I'm getting that because the Queen of Swords, remember I told you guys with the sword sweep, that's the air sign sweep, which, if I'm not mistaken, Faith Evans is an air sign. I don't remember whether she's a Libra or a Gemini, but I think she's an air sign, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is talking about Faith Evans. And I feel like the Hermit card was about Faith. Faith withdrew from the relationship. You get what I'm saying? This is what I'm feeling. And I feel like you got a Knight of Cups, which is about somebody that suddenly arrived. So she suddenly arrived on the scene, but her motives was more ruthless. She had an ulterior motive about why she suddenly arrived in his life. You get what I'm saying? And she brought about his downfall. She brought about his downfall. See, the card of traveling. The Page of Swords, which she was a young air sign girl when she arrived on the scene and brought about the downfall of Biggie. Now, this is about delusion or self-delusion. She painted this illusion to him like she loved him. Let me see. This card is travel, like expansion, like she could be some kind of life partner for him. This is the illusion she gave Big. Faith Evans we're talking about. All allegedly for entertainment purposes only. When the truth of the matter is, Faith was money grubbing. Faith was about his money. Faith was after Big for his money and to help end his life. The Knight of Pentacles, yep. And he was spending money on Faith and providing for her. He thought their love was strong. You know what I mean? He married let me see. You got the Emperor reverse, which is somebody that's not trustworthy and dangerous. Faith was spiteful, and not spiteful, but deceitful. All allegedly for entertainment purposes, of course. Let me clear out some of these cards, and we can keep the reading going. Okay, so let me see. You got the Emperor reverse, which is somebody that's not trustworthy, but yet they're playing like they're the savior or they're somebody's hero, the one that's supposedly there for you. You got the Ace of Wands, the one that got the creative ideas trying to help you, but there was some kind of entrapment involved, or let me see, what is this about? Being blind. Oh, not entrapment. Biggie was blinded to her real motives. She had ulterior motives, but Biggie was blind to it, and that was an injustice to him. This was how he was court slipping. You get what I'm saying? He was off in La La Land and in fantasy land, thinking that Faith was just down chick that actually cared about him, that actually loved him, that actually wanted to be with him. When you know what I mean? To her, the being with him was a little bit burdensome. You know what I mean? It was sometimes too much to bear at times. She wanted to go out on a new path. Then, you know what I mean? Yeah, they got married. But it ain't like she loved him. That she agreed to marry him because he was banking, or at least that's what she thought he was banking. Wow, the card. It seems like the card's got a lot to say about Faith Evans, but this is all for entertainment purposes only. You know what I mean? So sacrifice. Okay, so pull it back. She was actually after his money. She didn't care about him. She was see that she was willing to let him go and sacrifice him in order to get to his money. This was what her wishes were. This is what her wishes were. She was about that gratification. She wasn't looking for love. You know what I mean? So then I'm seeing a battle or violence or war. So I'm trying to figure out what is this about. Okay, so she was fighting the profit from it, not because she actually loved him. You know what I mean? If anything, she wanted to be released from that relationship and stuff like that. And I think that it was more so a thing where he was obsessed with her. Biggie was obsessed with her. Whereas, like, she was the perpetrator, and she was one of the perpetrators in his murder, and his untimely death. And plus, she knew that being with him would help with her being famous, her celebrity. See that? She didn't mind playing the widow that was well off and well established, wealthy, the wealthy widow. But that's not how things worked out for her. So then you got the lovers reversed. I'm trying to think. So he had both of them or whatever. Because back to the original reading, because it seems like the card spoke a lot about Faith Evans. Like I said, all allegedly for entertainment purposes only. But back to the original reading, you know what I mean? He had a choice between two lovers. And one was just not trustworthy. Faith honestly would do anything to win. You know what I mean? Faith would do anything to win, and she did do anything to win. You know what I mean? He couldn't juggle both women. So there were some secrets that wasn't getting out. Let me see, teamwork. Three. You see how it's 3 pentacles, whereas we talking about a love triangle here. She worked in collaboration with somebody because she felt oppressed being in that marriage with Big. She felt dominated and oppressed. Faith did not want to stay. I don't think her and Big had the best marriage either. I do think that there was probably a couple of violent episodes that happened with her and Big. You know what I mean? She felt overwhelmed and stuff being married. She wanted out fast. You know what I mean? And let me see. So you have the 7. The 7 of Wands, which is about there being opposition or adversary or whatever. You know what I mean? Of course, Little Kim and Faith Evans were enemies. There we go. They were enemies, but they saw the clarity of the situation that Big was messing with both of them. But Big's spouse was ruthless. Ruthless. She was nasty. And then she was working in cahoots with P. Diddy. You see that? The water sign, the untrustworthy water sign Mel. Faith Evans his wife was working in cahoots with P. Diddy. You know what I mean? And see, you got more water reversed. Okay, so let me see. What is that about? Emotionally cold. Endings. Being self-centered. Judgment. Which was about rebirth. Not rebirth, but you get what I'm saying? Judgment Day. Yeah. Faith Evans worked in collaboration with P. Diddy to help get Biggie gone. They was both in on it. I'm seeing this. So, let me see. This caused a lot of trauma for Little Kim. This is what I'm feeling. But Faith Evans meant to be nothing more than a troublemaker, and Big was blinded by her beauty and by the love that he had for her. She had him believing that they was going to reconcile, they was going to be together. When she never came to build a home with him. She actually came to take everything he had. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? She helped bring about his demise. So, all allegedly for entertainment purposes only. To go back to my supporters' original question, who loved Big more, Little Kim or Faith Evans? Little Kim genuinely did love Biggie. Faith Evans didn't love Big. Faith Evans was in it for what she could benefit and profit from, and she was also there to help bring him down and get his money in the process. Just tell me what you think. Do you guys believe this about Faith Evans? Do you believe that Faith Evans was apathetic to Big and that it was Little Kim that genuinely loved him, or do you believe that Faith really wanted their marriage to work? Anyways, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, share this with your friends and family. Thank you, my beautiful soul family, for tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.